you believe for 1 minute that you are not
Why do we allow our politicians to make laws that perpetuate a society of victims?
Created your own life.
Hey, you're not going to pull that one here.
Stop talking.
Everything to what you're saying
is a lie.
You're making excuses for we don't have the luxury to assume someone else is going to say what we're thinking. It's time to walk it like you talk it.
These noble words I
People, when will we learn?
Because you're not doing anything.
Enough is enough. Hello, Melissa.
Hello, Jason.
Here we are. Talk is cheap.
It is. I've heard that a time or two.
We talk about it often. So, I don't know if you know this, but we do not have anything to talk about today.
You know, I've met us, so we have plenty to talk about.
Well, it will not stop us from opening our mouth and saying things, but definitely we do not have anything specifically planned to talk about.
Okay.
So, what,
if anything,
would we talk about?
Well, there's so much. We've just passed holidays.
Yes, there have been holidays, which we had our show about the holidays, how people are liars.
Yes.
And, of course, we talked about Tiger Woods. Okay.
Tiger and his wood.
Yes. You know what I'm kind of interested to talk to you about is that you have a trip coming up.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
So you've got a trip coming up, and would you like to tell everyone your terrifying destination?
Viewers, I'm going to Jordan.
Jordan in...
Not south or west.
Okay.
Jordan as in the country.
In the middle of the East?
Yes.
Okay, so that may or may not be terrifying.
Which do you choose?
I choose
ignorance.
As
for you and your house.
As for me and my house, I choose ignorance.
I'm going
to choose my lack of knowing anything about Jordan to protect me from having any strong feelings about you going there. But now, knowing that it's in a Middle East country, obviously there is plenty to judge.
Yes.
Okay, there is plenty
away
for people who probably know even less than I do about Jordan to be really in their stuff about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what have you noticed? What have you noticed is the predominant experience when you tell people you're going to Jordan? What do you get?
First they say, why?
Well, why?
And then I answer.
What do you answer?
That I have a friend there.
Okay.
And then they say, why is your friend in Jordan? And I say, because... No, first they say, why is she in Jordan? I said, because he was born there and raised there.
Okay, so you're going to see a transvestite.
No.
No, not a transvestite.
He's completely hetero.
Okay.
Born and I get that he'll stay that way. He enjoys.
So he has all the proper equipment for that.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so you tell them that you're going there to visit your friend who was born there.
Yes.
And then what happens?
And then they're like, wait, why? Why are you going to Jordan?
So the whole open mouth pause thing, like,
yeah, like that.
Okay. And
dental work, you see right in.
You see right all their caps and everything.
Yeah.
Their uvula.
Whoa.
So now, what is people's problem with you going there? Like, what are you noticing?
Mostly, it's them saying, well, because I'm blonde and there's not a lot of fair-skinned blonde people.
Are you kidding me? That entire area of the planet is blonde. The sand is that color.
Yes. But most people, they instantly think terrorists and that I'm going to be kidnapped and
if you're lucky,
made a sex slave. And I do this.
You're going to get some. Okay. So obviously people don't know what they're scared of.
Right.
And that's what I've noticed most, because I've told people that you're going to Jordan, which is very different because, you and I were also planning a trip to Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
I tell people we're going to Switzerland, they're like, oh, that sounds, I'd always wanted to go to Switzerland. It's la 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 la. And it's so interesting that, I mean, as far as I can tell about Jordan, it's pretty benign there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as I've heard, we don't have terrorists coming out of Jordan. Not a lot of terror attacks happening in Jordan. It seems to be probably one of the most stable places in that whole region.
It absolutely is.
And I'm pretty sure someone's more likely to get bombed in a pizza place in Paris than they are in Jordan.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting that people let their ignorance of that area determine how they're going to interact with you about this. And how much, I mean, they get their judgments all over you about that.
Yeah.
I mean, about, like you said, about being kidnapped and terrorism and how women are treated over there. I mean, you've got a lot of friends. And on a percentage, how many of them are in support of you and how many of them are really kind of in their stuff about this?
I would say 0.5% are in support.
Really?
Yeah.
So the vast majority of people that you interact with are having a problem with you going to a Middle Eastern country.
Yeah.
So I know it's going to be a weird question asking you when I could really be asking them, but what have they done to educate themselves to make it okay that you're going?
You know, I don't know. No one has shared any information. I don't know if they have or if they haven't. So
that's just so interesting to me because, you know, kind of what came up for me and why I wanted to ask you about this was because it's, you know, we talk about this. How you do anything is how you do everything in life. And as I've looked at the people I've shared this with, your travel plans going to Jordan, and they're freaking out about you going to Jordan without any knowledge or information about that country or what it's about or the type of people or anything about it, they jump straight to their conclusions, get in their stuff, and start digging in their heels. And then I look at the rest of their life and how they interact regularly.
Right.
And how that's really their modus operandi, how they, you know, when they're in their relationship with their loved ones, it doesn't matter how much or how little they know about any given subject. They are quick to have an opinion about it, and they are going to stick to that opinion and hold you to that opinion no matter what.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's so funny because the more I learn about Jordan, the more I think this is awesome. I mean, this is like a cool adventure for you to go on this Middle Eastern adventure. I mean, how many people can say they've been to the Middle East, Jordan? I mean, you're going to go and see that cool temple from Indiana Jones.
I am.
What's that thing called?
Petra,
where it's all dug into. I mean, hello, that's like so awesome.
It is really exciting.
And so I'm like excited for you to go, but I am aware that there are these people, and I realize how quickly people are willing to limit themselves, their lives, their relationships, people that they know, because of their ignorance, not even their fear. Because for me, fear comes from having an opinion about ignorance. So ignorance is just ignorance. And it's fine for someone to say, you know what, I don't know anything about that, but I'm sure you'll have a great time. Okay, that's acknowledging someone's ignorance. But all of a sudden when that ignorance turns to, oh my gosh, you're going to get kidnapped and you're blonde and